This is the life jacket that I wore in the Yukon 1000. There's a rule in the books where you have to wear a life jacket at all times while in the water. So it has to be comfortable. So the brand is Kokatat, and I got the smallest one I could, just so it's less to get in the way of paddling. Put these Velcro loops on each of the straps for drink tubes. Like I said, I left the backing on a section of it, peeled the backing off the ends and stuck it together. So sometimes you want to pull the Velcro up if you want to move the hose around. The next thing that's required was having a knife and a mirror and a whistle, and they have to be attached by string. So basically I put those on a string, made it more than arm's length just in case, so I could use the thing while it's still attached to my life jacket. Oops. The knife itself, I ended up using this Swiss Army knife. It's kind of big, but it's really the smallest thing I could find that had both a knife and a saw. I wish it didn't have this last layer in it. The other option would probably go with a really big fixed blade, and a third option would be go with something like a Victorinox walker. This is a Victorinox walker. You could probably pull it off. It's got just a blade, a saw, and let's compare the saw size. It's pretty significantly smaller. It's got a blade, a saw, and basically a bottle opener / screwdriver. But I decided to go with a slightly bigger one because kind of what you want is, the whole theory behind having a knife and everything is if you get flip and wash downstream, you got to be able to start a fire, and something this small and survive for a couple days. Something this small is kind of iffy. I don't know if John would have approved. The name of this knife is called Victorinox Hunter, I believe. I actually ended up using this knife a fair amount for opening packaging, and a handful of times I fixed baskets around the boat and cutting some Velcro, duct tape, and all kinds of little things. So it's kind of handy having it right on my chest pocket there, and just whip it out whenever I need to do something. Another little fun thing I did with this knife is I replaced a toothpick, a little mini ferro rod. It's called a Firefly. And so after a knife, I got a mirror still left in the packaging. There's a whistle on the end of it. And then continue on. So part of the requirements is you have to have a fire starting kit, which I made with a magnesium block / ferro rod, mini big lighter, and a little piece of fat wood. I'm sure somebody could come up with something a little lighter than that. It's kind of heavy. You also required to have a credit card and some cash. And part of the rules is you have to have a bandage, emergency bandage. This thing's pretty clunky and big, but that's what we ended up using. I'm sure somebody could improve on all this. So that's what was in the life jacket. Also, another requirement was having a space blanket. So that's this one here. Got an old one. So it all comes in. Put all that in here and all went in the life jacket. It's kind of heavy and kind of bulky, but I'm sure somebody else can improve on it. One last thing that I forgot to list that was in the life jacket was required was a headlamp. We had this night core, I don't even know what it is. But anyway, Night car NU32. Anyway, we didn't use it a single time. It's kind of, could have gone with something much smaller. And these buttons kept getting switched on, and as you can see, it's dead. That wasn't from use, that was just from it getting turned on by mistake. So at the end of the day, everything that was in the life jacket was a knife, emergency mirror and whistle, a light with a strobe on it, a fire starting kit, some cash and card. There's also a emergency contact card that's supposed to be in here, an emergency blanket, and emergency bandage.